Mum spray aerosol. My mother has been all up in that gangster joint, and I remember when I was a teenager, I hated it. I didn't like the smell of it. And as a grown woman now, because I don't have money, I just accommodate whatever my mother buys. But she stopped saying that use my product, but she then ended up buying me Shield, even though I don't know why she insists that I use Shield. That's not what I was using when I was, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got my own little aerosols and sprays, but my mom has her own thing. She likes Mum, M-U-M. The other day she rocks up and she's got a plastic, Mum, maybe 6 in the plastic, and she's like, hey Bacho, I went to Discam and they told me that these are the last Mums on the shelf. The product is being discontinued. Older than my geezer years. It's older than 41. My mom had it when I was yet to be born. She was on that product. I can't tell you how long it's been around. I can't say that she was using it as a child, but I certainly know that it's older than 41 and it's also gone. Like Stutterford's, like 9 West, like is it Joe Bocket? Not Joe Bocket, sorry, maybe Joe Bocket is gone, I don't know. But Vertigo, it's gone. Like what do you call this thing? Like San Marina, the shoe store. It's gone. Like, yo, I don't know, like the little cable hair moisturizer thing. It's gone. Like Tex chocolate. Not Tex, Tempo. Y'all remember Tempo? It was my favorite chocolate when I was a teenager. I used to savor it. I could have totally been a little mascot for a Tempo advert. And one day I go to the store and I'm scanning the grocery shelves and I'm like, I want Tempo. Please, I'm coming here to buy Tempo. Don't tell me about Kit Kat. Don't tell me about Bar One. Don't tell me about nothing else. I want Tempo. I didn't go to the lady and I was like, Shiki, get guy Tempo. She's like, it's been discontinued. Oh, it was a da-na-na-na. I was like, Tempo's gone just like Stutterford's. What in the world? Now Game is gone. How long has Game been around? I mean, listen, I only ever remember Game being a thing. And I'm 41. I can't tell you. I would have to go on the Google machine and I ain't got no interest to do any of that. The Game has been around for a minute. The stores that you came to know and love and adore are being erased from the face of South Africa. It's a travesty and it's sad. It's as heartbreaking as the prospect of the Cape being an independent country on its own. When Cape Town is our little gem. That's just how bad things are in this country. You thought you could operate in a silo until Tex was gone. Tempo, not Tex. Tex is still here. And I'm looking at it because it might just disappear too. You did that. Oh yes, you did that. You thought you could live in a silo. You thought you could live in a silo and a country still be maintained. God knows how to judge a people. If you're going to love your pagan gods, God is not going to maintain your country as a going concern. Listen, no, it's not going to be a thing. La Lora, and they're not going to last. Mum, perfume, not perfume, but aerosol sprays, gone as well. Y'all know what in the world under heaven you went to the discount to try and buy and it was also not there. I can't tell you all the totality of things that are just going away and away and away, but they're going. Restaurants, go Clearwater. Is it cappuccinos? Yeah, it was cappuccinos. I think it's gone now. Buy two seats. But in all fairness, I saw a cappuccinos at that mall, and it changed its brand and everything at Cradlestone. But the one at Clearwater Mall, and it was my favorite restaurant at Clearwater Mall. It's also gone. It was a thriving, bustling restaurant when I was employed. I ate there so many times with my ex-boyfriend, with my mom, with my sisters. I mean, guys, stuff is just gonna start slipping through the cracks. Companies that you didn't think would ever disappear, like Ocean Basket. God forbid. So they say, imagine Ocean Basket. Like that's what's about to happen in this country. Companies that you can't fathom, like never being around. Imagine say Edgar says Edgar's. Imagine so Hosena Foshini. Imagine so Hosena like give me a company. Imagine so Hosena all that. Okay? You did that to your land. You made malls unfruitful. You made just sitting around and just feel like enjoying yourself at the start. Like imagine say Stir Kinnico where you gonna watch it by Scopo when there's only new metro, when the new metro is gone. You did that. Your little dystopia has done that to your country. Okay? And so if I have to keep on changing products because they keep on getting discontinued. Listen, I'm gonna buy them from China. Where I can guarantee you they're still gonna make this thing. Security product, the MS Scotty. I don't even know how to pronounce all of that. But it's giving a sister a vitamin C spark. My retinol products, like the products I can still with China. My face care is largely Chinese now. Got kojic acid from China. I got azelaic acid from China. I got vitamin C from China. I got proper. Because I know that I'm gonna keep on buying them from Temu. And they will arrive here after 3 or 4 weeks. And I'll still be maintained in my skincare because I don't want to be reliant on a skincare regime. Next thing I gotta change a product and have to go through numerous iterations of just trial and error until I finally find another one that sticks, that sits. The products are go China for some strange reason. Guys. Look at me. I'm dazzling. I'm iridescent like the sun. I cleared my acne with Chinese products. It's cheap. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Go and watch my old content. You will know what I bought. The vitamin C, concoction mix nyana. Eh, naka China. Even though you made me all anorexic, got South African indiscretion, I'm getting fat on China, and that's only the beginning, because Amazon gonna be out just slapping you like a baby, hey, scratching you, because you're all up in its grill. When you're changing its diapers, or you're trying to feed it medication, like a cat, like refusing to take a bath. Get China, get Amazon, online platforms that are international, meaning that money is bleeding out of your economy. People are prepared with currency moderations. People are prepared to use South African rands to buy international products anymore, products, because no longer is there a $1 to $1 rand exchange rate anymore to go and buy things from Amazon, or is it yen, or what for China. Now they are moderating based on your currency, so therefore it doesn't feel expensive to buy it. China, this earring over here, if anything, the ones I showed you in the last video, I went to H&M the other day and they were selling similar earrings for a cool $120, and I got them, I think, 18 rand go China. And duties, when you buy a whole bunch of them for 350 rand, are only I paid $80 for duties. So it ain't jack. That's why Take A Lot was complaining, and that's why duties on Temu have increased. But for some strange reason, my duties are maintained at a certain level. But even if your duties are kind of high in comparison to how much you pay in South Africa, they're worth it. Why? Because no visa. For, I mean, we all know I pierced my ears a whole bunch. My ears are pierced like quite a lot, and the jewelry that I put on my ears, flat backs, barbells, screw-ons, whatnot, the kinds of stuff that you would use on your upper ear that you don't want to be like a thing that has got like maybe a butterfly clip at the back, or a rubbery clip at the back. But if you want a barbell or a flat back, because your helix and your tragus and your data and whatnot need that kind of piercing, you will buy one little tiny thing, and I spoke about that in one of my videos, at Lovisa for a cool $270. One little tiny cute stud, you will buy it, that chills on your helix, you will buy it at Lovisa for 275 rands. Yeah, about $275. I was able to get packets upon packets upon packets of those flatbacks from Temu. I showed them to you in the video where I was unraveling the stuff. Packets upon packets. Your market is unsustainable, but you did that to yourself, right? And those amidst you that are financial modelers, forecasters, those among you that are value propositioners, those among you that can come up with hypotheses, those among you that can come up with value propositions, marketers, they can show you threats in the market, barriers to entry. They can show you competition threats, people that can basically study the markets to show you that, listen, we are in direct competition with Temu, direct competition with Amazon, direct competition with Etsy, people who can show you things like this, who are really excellent researchers. What the heck, they're not working. Look at me, sitting at home gathering dust with all this education, knowledge, academic instruction, with all this apologetics for Jesus Christ. I'm sitting at home without a single cent, but even with just my shankorang and iPhone, I'm looking better than you. Am I not? Look at these pins in my hair. Are they not adorable? Temu, shopping like a billionaire. Temu, hand littered with rings. Shopping like a billionaire. The same rings of which I'm gonna be buying literally just one, and just this one. Just this one. I'm gonna be out buying it. Go Temu, or not Temu, but low visa for $100. Iliwan, 100 rand. Iliwan. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna buy something that's going to become a little bronze after enough times of me washing dishes with it, only after 4 months, for 100 rands. I'm probably not gonna miss it when it starts to change color, because after all, I got about 20 of them in a packet for 40 rands. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Temu. Your markets are being corrupted, they're being eliminated, they're being lamp-pasted, they're being waxed thin like an anorexic. But you thought that you could extract me from the South African economy. Listen, I am your baddest in the game. I am violently intelligent. And yet you want me barefoot and pregnant in the house of a man that thinks that I am a Stepford wife. Over and above it, am I not itchy? Am I not taking antibiotics? Am I not taking ARVs? But hey, he's a husband. I don't like him, he makes me vomit in my mouth, but hey, he's a husband. I came out, but hey, I got a house. No, listen, I got a brain, and you're not going to waste it. Even though you have squandered your own economy. You've squandered your own economy, South Africa. Maya, this is the Walking Dead, it's a zombie apocalypse, and all of y'all zombies be out just saying, this is our country, you're just living in it. You're right. You're right. You're right. This country, you're just living in it. You are correct. The world belongs to the zombies. You're just living in it. I used to think it was the world, but now I've come to learn that it's South Africa. It's a zombie apocalypse, literally in this frightening country, and you're just living in it. I am just living in it. Everyone that is sober, they're just living in it. Y'all are not Christian. I don't know what you're doing. Because as soon as I got born again in the Lord Jesus Christ in 2011, there was a change in people in the way they treated me so hotly and so ravenously that I no longer was able to live amidst them. Only for 3 years was I able to just shuffle around uncomfortably like I'm in a squeezed kitchen with too much furniture for 3 years. But eventually they kicked me out the house altogether. The first 3 years of my faith were uncomfortable. The level of persecution, the level of harassment, the level of turning away from me. Hey, people changed on me that took me to church. People who tried to get me to go to church. Before I got born again, I remember one Sunday my mom being like, Karabo, come on, let's go to church. Why you be waking up on a Sunday just yawning? Let's go to church. And I was like, Now today she's an enemy of the cross and can't stand how feverish for Christ I am. Y'all took me to church, and then I took Christ for real. I took him for serious. I ran with him like I was Forrest, and then you hated me. You hated me until I was squeezed for 3 years, and then entirely unable to live at all for 11. Total of 14 years that I've been born again, and 10 to 11 of them have been severely persecuted. What is going on then in the country? It says that South Africa, insofar as a person has no Holy Spirit, they can largely have a semblance of a normal life in front of you. But the moment the Lord fills them with the Spirit of the Lord, they get abused. They get reviled. They get persecuted. They get ostracized. They get buried. They're unable to breathe. You are North Korea. This here is uninhabitable a country. It looks Christian on the surface, but it is pagan in the worst way. It is pagan to the core. I got persecuted by every church I ever attended. Rhema, persecution. Grace, persecution. Emmanuel Baptist, bang loile bao he. Upala even Rhema and Grace, and then buried me in a toilet. The bathroom left me there to writhe for years because there was a cult coven operating in the church. But it was a Baptist church, so I thought that because they preached Charles Spurgeon every so often that I was safe, and they bewitched me. Everyone appears to be either a Levi-Hexie or a sycophant of Levi-Hexies. A Levi-Hexie is an apparent beloved witch. Hexie is a witch. As a witch. Yeah, this nation does not have Christians. I don't know who they are. I don't know what people are when they claim to be God. I do not know what South Africans are when they claim to be God. Those of us who are born again truly were not many. When I started out in the faith, there was a gentleman that was in Christ that was violently abused, persecuted. He used to have a life and then he lost it because he came to Christ. His wife made him live in a tool shed at the back of their house. The church disrespected him. He ended up becoming a driver of a psychologist in some hospital that my family threw me to, a psychiatric hospital, trying to get me marred with the status of mental illness. And the driver of the psychologist at that psychiatric hospital was a black-born child of the living God, born again, who lost everything as soon as he came to Christ. And then his wife divorced him, and he lost everything, and so he had no home anymore. And she agreed to let him stay in a tool shed at the back of her house. His children spitting on his toes, until the church he was attending, one of the women there, the psychologist, gave him a job as a driver because she was partially blind. The same partially blind lady persecuted me with my mother and everybody, coming to my apartment, obliterating the Hippocratic oath and confidentiality agreements in her own profession, just to persecute me with my landlord and my mom at my apartment, because her initial proclamation that I am sane and sober, she changed her mind because my mom changed her mind. Yeah, but she claimed to be of God. When I was having a conversation with her driver, the driver was like, even my employer is not altogether serious with God, but she has given me a job and so I'm grateful. I broke away ever since from the church that she attends because it's unbiblical. I now fellowship with 2 or 3 or 5 people that are Bible-based, and I used to believe the gifts of the Holy Spirit have ceased, but they haven't. They're still in operation. Child of God in poverty that was a thriving businessman before he became a Christian. South African, white guy. This is this country. I wish I had taken that driver's number, because then I would maybe today be fellowshipping with him and his group. But I didn't know that my life would be this bad. I thought I would find my own church, let him go his own way, I went my own way. And he's the only memory of a saint of the living God, truly, that I remember in this country. True Christians in South Africa are beleaguered. Falsies, however, are giving an appearance of righteousness when there is no righteousness in the ground. And the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk proved that to me, because barely anyone in this country rose up in memoriam for Charlie Kirk when he died. Where are the Christians? They were supposed to be bereaved. Saints country did not barge. Listen, Christian saints, in inverted commas, they were not really born again. Y'all didn't barge. South Africa, I was shocked out of my mind that there was no memorial coming from this side. Nothing notable enough to make the news. Y'all didn't care. Y'all ain't saved. But y'all got a reputation for being alive even though you're dead. Y'all are twisting in the wilderness like the Hebrews. Y'all are jealous so much that you're willing to let people die. Y'all think you can sit on the chest of people, unnoticeably so, until they perish. But y'all are naive, because y'all are using other people's resources to commit your crimes. And those people are going to wake up to smell that uncomfortable coffee. And y'all going to therefore get displaced for your crazy. And then finally, never mind just mom disappearing off your shelves. Never mind just cable moisturizer just disappearing from your shelves. Never mind Temple or even Stutterfords disappearing from your stores. Never mind Cradlestone Mall being empty on a Sunday afternoon when it's supposed to be bustling with traffic. Never mind some restaurants disappearing from malls. Never mind Karabo no longer being found walking up and down the annals of corporate South Africa. No, never mind skeleton staff in a company that used to be bustling with creatives. Never mind all that. This time around, entirely as an economy, you are going to be officially declared as a failed state. All of y'all are like AI, artificial intelligence, out here giving a bad report on a diagnosis. You don't read with yourself. You are like lazy doctors. You just give a diagnosis and you're not the real deal. Seeing as you are dealing with artificials, like them false eyelashes, likely on my face right now as I've put on some kind of a face beat. Yeah, seeing as y'all are artificial like AI, and seeing as y'all are artificial like these lashes, at some point fake stuff literally it falls to the cracks. It's porous. It's like a bucket that's got holes in it. It's perforated. What you put in is gonna come out isovuza until you will walk into a Spar and an entire aisle is going to have no groceries. An entire aisle. You will then realize you did this to your country. You're the one that took mom spray deodorant out from your stores. You're the one that eliminated game altogether from the South African economy. You did that. But as for me and my house, whatever, we're leaving. If at all you are going to put Disangoma to pray for your country at the beginning of a year and also prophesy as a news network that is mainstream in this country, then of course you're not going to have any regard for Christian voices. Understand, I went to Radio 702 to lament. I thought my case was strong enough to be taken up by Radio 702. I also wrote into Carte Blanche because I thought my story was taboo enough to be taken up by Carte Blanche and 702, and both people ignored me. Both publications ignored me. Both stations, but what's up, media houses, they both ignored me. 702 radio station ignored me, and so too did Carte Blanche. I stopped, of course, being a fan. Every morning when I went to work, I listened to 702. Only reason I wanted to write them, I wrote them, was because I saw people's stories getting heard by the DJs at 702, the people at 702. I saw them dealing with people's issues, and so I thought that this here is an issue. My company has fired me, but because of the heavy nuances of religion in my case, they were like, I saw whatever, they brushed it off. They didn't cover it. My story is taboo enough, was taboo enough, it still is taboo enough to be aired on 702 and also aired on Carte Blanche. I went both places. Where else was I supposed to go? Special assignment so they can investigate MTN. MTN was already with their bad rap sheet of corruption, especially in group. So I mean, listen, just based on the stuff that's flying around in the news like a pest, you ought to have understood that yes, this is indeed happening, but nobody listened to me. My case was strong enough to be taken up by, like I said, 702 or even Carte Blanche, especially considering the CEO of MTN SA at the time was involved in my case. So it was basically high profile. And yet I was ignored entirely. TCMA, lost the case. Labor Court ignored me. Legal Aid Board ignored me. Hey, but I went everywhere until I realized that listen, I can't win, because I can't even remember Gotham. Righteous men don't win. They don't win. The law is on my side, but you all ignored it. You are weird little zombies. You are weird little zombies. You are in a trance, a daze. And no one here that is out here pulling out a Christian cross is truly born again, except for a remnant that you have buried underground. You cannot stomach the Holy Spirit. You are grieving him on the daily, and your country is showing it for it. Like the evidence is in the pudding. It had to take 11 years for you to finally see some kind of inkling or resemblance of the evidence of the fact that you are dying as an economy. But at that time, when you finally, I guess, perhaps maybe open your eye, pop it open so slightly, yawn it ever so slightly. Hi, Suga, we're already leaving. God is not going to subject me to the tyranny of whatever you are. This place used to be the place to be. It was nice. But now crazy people are running companies. People that don't even like books are lecturers. They pop up. People that don't even like instruction, knowledge, academic instruction, pop up. People that are unlearned are teaching what? Who in the world is training new recruits in your companies? If I'm not there, I need to know who is knowledge transferring, because again, what knowledge are you transferring? Because if a Dumbo is talking to a person, all that you will ever learn is Dumbo for the language. Who in the world under heaven is training up your business analysts and your project managers? Who in the world is teaching leaders to be leaders? Who Toastmasters, because you can't even do speeches? Who is teaching people how to conduct themselves in a room, in a meeting? Who is teaching people to lead a room full of people when you've got like nerves, and to keep yourself in a cool bunch? Because all your leaders and all your paradigm shifters and all your naturals in what they do are gone. You were so violently competitive that you extracted some of your best people, such that those who are left are inundated. They are overwhelmed by imagery. Do you understand? Lackluster people that aren't really good at what they do. So you will heavy the one good person, and because you are full of envy, you will also try to squeeze them out. So what are you producing for a country, for a product? Your end result. What are your outputs? I need to know. What are your product life cycles? Are things crashing and burning before they can work? I need to know. Are they breaking before they can even leave the showroom floor? Because my mother bought a microwave, and this gangster thing, because of the fact that my mother wants to plug the microwave in some funny little conspicuous corner, she cut the cord and then put on a plug later. This microwave from the get-go was not even working. It was not hot. It was not doing whatever. And because she cut the cord to put a new one on, because she wanted to plug it somewhere else, they claimed that she's out of warranty. She's not in the warranty. She can't be covered because she tampered with it. And yet the error of this microwave was that it was not even getting hot at all. It had nothing to do with the plug. This microwave as well was taken to the repairers, came back, and it was still, every so often it would be completely cold. You would put your stuff there for 5 minutes and listen, it would come out as frozen as Antarctica. My mother got sick and tired of tweaking it and adjusting it, and ultimately I was like, listen, there is a Consumer Protection Act in this country, the ombudsman of which you must write a letter, and they will likely give you a microscope, your microwave, because this here is a food stoots product, in that you bought it at a pawn store, because its faults are evidently and provably not related to you changing out a plug. It was like, it's like the motherboard of a computer not working, and because you decided that you're going to switch up a plug from an old one to a new one, then people refuse to give you a new computer when the motherboard don't work, when the processor don't work, when you type in A, out comes out the letter C, because you switched the plug. Nah, I'm sorry. Ultimately they tried to fix it. They tried to repair this thing, and then they told my mother what parts they need to buy, and then she found out that the parts that they needed to buy, literally the parts that they needed to buy. She found out that the parts that they needed to buy, that they told my mom, she found out that they are the thing that make the microwave work at all, and they cannot be messed up by a plug that, listen, you know, when I say like this light that you see at the back, I bought it at Leroy Merlin, and it came with a short little unimpressive plug, but I wanted a long one that would spread, that would basically enable me to take it outside and work out using that light and whatnot. So I bought an extension, and then I went and I grabbed basically the green and the blue and the earth and the whatnot. You know how a plug has got those 3 points, the neutral and the whatnot, and I used my own version, and it works perfectly. It goes on, it switches on and off, etc. And it's been like this for years. That's that light at the back over there. Yeah, that is what it is that I'm talking about. My mother just cut the end of the microwave so as to put another plug on it because she wanted to plug it somewhere else. And then they claimed that the whole thing is malfunctioning because of that. Eventually I told her, go to the ombudsman of the Consumer Protection Act and complain and lament. She took my counsel because it was just malfunctioning. She threatened them with this thing, Googled what this particular part in the microwave does, and she found out that it is the thing that makes it work at all. And then she was like, my goodness, this product is literally food stoots. She lamented in this fashion, and then finally after about 4 months, they finally gave her a refund. Mind you, the same microwave. She bought it for about 4,000 to 5,000 rands. They have marked it down. It's a new entry into the market. They marked it down to 2,000 something. So that's how badly it is, and that's likely how many customer complaints there were. But they probably try to clear it off the shelves. They are unlikely making the same microwave ever again, but they want to clear it off the shelves. They want to get rid of it. It clearly came with a factory fault. It is largely malfunctional. So they basically reduced it to clear. Macro did not want to give it back to her, which is something that is strange, because usually in South Africa, when you complain about something, they're very quick to give you a refund. But Macro, they were like literally running her around like a headless chicken. Eventually, after she did her own research, and after she threatened the ombudsman of the CPA, they reluctantly, with somber faces, tears, snot and trana and bleeding, gave her back her money. And then she got a new one, LG. Yeah, what I'm getting at is that your little home brewed products are doing stuff like that. Factory faults, food stoots, quality tests being failed abysmally, and yet nonetheless putting a product on the shelf, having to mark it down after a couple of months, and losing your initial personality as an entity to give people refunds when products don't work, and not be too pedantic about, but it's a plug, especially considering that's the reason why the Consumer Protection Act was enacted in the first place, to eradicate just basically saying tengile ketile what. Yeah, the CPA Act was brought in place to eradicate against people buying things and the company saying, I'm not going to give you back your money. It was only in my mother complaining and literally threatening legal action that finally they gave her back her money. But if I was not here to give her all this counsel, she would have had a stupid microwave that was even marked down, just constantly repaired, because that's what South Africa is now doing. They don't even want to give people refunds because, listen, companies are bleeding. Do whatever you want to do, okay? Do whatever you want to do. But after listening to this video, the 5 or 10 of you that insist that that be my only audience, you go and you investigate as with a microscope what products you were used to buying ever since you were a child that now no longer are being sold, and then tell me if I'm pulling your gangster, satanic, witchy, crow-like leg. You tell me. Kuphelile ngani nonke ezwa. Kufedile. Liboroto lejelwe. And anything lena lemode. It's no longer viable. It's not giving. I'm not going to be heavily pregnant as a Stepford wife and as some idiot that killed the country. You ran the nation into the ground with your pagan practices, and now you want to hold on to me for dear life. Well, I'm scratching you back, baby. I'm scratching you back. I'm leaving. I knew I was leaving long ago, but I became so discouraged and my life became so dystopian that I was like, of course the rapture is happening. And then some charlatan out here manifested nasty in front of the whole entire planet His date did not come to pass, and now he said a new one. And right next to all of these nasty fallacies, somebody very, very, very key in the plan of God was martyred. And thanks to that martyrdom, Charlie Kirk, I let go of the dystopia of Joshua and his rapture belief, and I'm now latching on to the hope for a last days awakening, a last days remnant, within the time of which maybe I might get a daughter or two, maybe I might get a son or two, maybe I'll walk down the aisle, perhaps I'll get mine, but I can't get mine in a country whose products are footstools. That's not happening. Keep your country, keep your lackluster professionals, keep your baddest and biggest people in the diaspora, and keep your hatred of Israel and your support of Palestine. Keep your Naledi pandemonium and your Cyril Ramaphosa et al. Keep them. Keep the money in the couch, because he never got impeached for that. Keep your wobbly-legged ANC, and keep your also wobbly-legged envoys in Paris. Keep on falling off buildings. Like, just keep all that. Keep your gender-based violence. Keep on killing girls in pubs, women, while people record instead of do anything, intervene. With moms and dad out there watching their dead daughters getting murdered. Time and time again, you gotta replay that in your mind. Like watching the killings of Hamas on October 7, 2023 over and over again in your mind as a mom who lost a son or a daughter at the music festival. Yeah. Keep proliferating a crazy country of entitled men that kill women in public with nobody apprehending them or even stopping them, with there being enough time to save Hlongwane's life, and yet nobody trying to wrestle this man to the ground so he doesn't finish a woman off. Keep doing that. Marana, as volume 2.0 ya Hlongwane, where I'm being killed in public, I'm sorry, I gave my life to Christ, I get to live. I keep saying, Psalm 91 is in operation right now. 1,000 fall on my side, 10,000 at my right hand, but it does not come near me. Christians, saints of the living God, in these calamities, are like ones who get hospitalized while everybody else goes in the mortuary. I go into ICU, only to recover and get discharged. Everybody else, RIP. This is not going to result in my funeral, even though you've got hopes that it will. I will live to tell the story, but you will have nearly killed me. I will recover, I will get out of a hospital being wheeled around by my husband, and I will grab a crane. I will grab a staff or whatever, and I will walk with it for a season. I will limp, I will listen. PTSD is inevitable. After enduring this for 11 years, I understand I will have PTSD. So people are going to have to walk around on eggshells with me. If at all there's any sensitivity concerning me, they're going to have to understand that, listen, I'm traumatized. But after walking around with a staff, a crane, a stalk, I will ultimately start to jog, throw it away, and then I will sprint. I will recover. The Lord will do in my life what he did in the life of Joseph. The Lord has made me forget the pain of my father's household. I will eventually sprint, even though right now I am facing, the only thing that can happen is that I would get wheeled out of a hospital in a wheelchair to recover with physiotherapy sessions at home and at the therapist's office. It's gonna take time. Recovering to saints in a church, fellowshipping with brethren, it's gonna be hard. I will not trust people, because listen, I couldn't trust anyone at Rhema. I couldn't trust anyone at Grace Bible Church, and I certainly couldn't trust anybody at Emmanuel Baptist. I'm always going to look at people with suspicion. Are you really born again? Are you going to persecute me? Am I going to endure church hurt again? It's going to take time for me to trust a church, but I'm not going to avoid going to church because of that. I will just have to give trust. Like in 1 Corinthians 13, love always trusts. I will just have to sit and wait long enough until I'm free like a bird, able to enjoy church like I was always supposed to enjoy it. I was always supposed to enjoy fellowship with brothers, but I've only ever enjoyed PTSD because I got born again in a dastardly country. I got born again in a crazy place, and everybody here was fluffy, with stupid tongues that don't make no sense, got bewitched and excluded out of life at all in totality by what was called the body of Christ. No, you were never saved. My fervor's now futile. Plan to giggle at my funeral. No, everybody's disapproval. Shouldn't have worshipped him. Brutal. Claim that heaven never did speak, but I made myself a mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. A disciple missing each week. I was born again, they heard me say it. My church offered me no protection, and now I worship in my bedroom. The very heaven we all go to. I'll get there all alone with truth. Where in the world is my aim? I rewrote that Hosea song to speak about the church hurt I endured. Persecuted from the time I came to Christ. As soon as I was excited for the Lord, I went to churches and they all treated me like smack. All of it. Yeah, but in this country, I don't know what fellowship in gladness as a congregant, a member of a church, feels like. I've never known it. I've only ever been past shade, given attitude, scanned up and down when I walked into a Bible study in this country. I will know what true fellowship looks like, but not here. Not here. You did that. This is your country. I don't know why you have fallen so far from grace, from glory, but goodbye. I'm done. It's the Walking Dead. It's a zombie apocalypse, and every single day I have to strive with that apocalypse. Every single day I have to, in spite of sorrow, come here and post content when nobody's watching me. Every day, only because God gives me dreams and God gives me visions and God gives me understanding. God propels me, pushes me. God is my motivator. God is my jet fuel. God makes me come here even though, listen, for what, God, but nobody's watching me. God is the one that makes me rise up every single day and lay at night with peace in my bones. God. No one else. For 11 years of isolation, solitude, 11 years of being ostracized, 11 years of being left in an Antarctic, icy atmosphere. Only God has given me a mink coat. Only God has given me a heater. Only God has given me an igloo as an Eskimo. Only the Lord has given me incubation in an environment that was supposed to kill me. Only the Lord has shielded me from the elements of a nation that saw it fit to ostracize me from participating as a citizen in my own country. How can I be an alien in my own land? I have no citizenship anywhere else. I am only ever South African. I've literally never even left the borders of this country. Where else can I live? You've put me in a position to have to struggle to live at all, for I have no other citizenship. Well, thank God. He knows how to move people even like that. Whatever, you did that, right? So keep whatever it is that you did to your land. I'll come back again and I will lament. I'll come back again and I'll scream. I'll come back again and I'll mourn. I'll come back again and I'll pull my hairs out. I will come back again and I will say, but why have you shadow banned me? But the day's gonna come when I no longer come back again and complain about all that. Because the day's gonna come when one day I'm suddenly gonna get 500 views in the first minute of posting a video, and I'll be shocked out of my mind. Because on that day, that little dastardly witchy crow at YouTube has finally been lifted off my chest as a monster truck at a demolition derby over my small little Kia Picanto. Finally, she's gonna move Dice Snacks the female. And in the same way that she tried to make me a hobo, that's what she's facing too. Hamba sisi, uyoshayiswa imoto. Hamba sisi, ungabi nomsebenzi. Hamba sisi, ungathola umsebenzi via ever again because of what you did. Hamba sisi, you're a taboo. Go and be a taboo. I warned you to leave YouTube. Because, I mean, really, at that point, you couldn't carry on. Go YouTube. You were supposed to quit your job. I gave you counsel. You didn't take it. So hamba and endure all the ramifications of your actions. Endure all the wrath that God can pour out on you. Endure it all. And as for your Putmadlisa, I mean, really, it's about time that he would die. Why wouldn't he? He keeps spreading, never mind HIV all over South Africa, but all his litany of STDs, and now he wants to put all of them as he stands in my body. Go feel like him and his son are being at them. Go feel like doing rituals as a family. Let your wives be bereaved. Listen, you need to go. Hamban. Number 9. Nobody is going to tempt at me that is not of God with grabby paws. Freddy Krueger are just saying, but I can love you. What in the world? It's like Hitler loving a Jew. There is no safety in that space. You only like me because I'm pretty, I'm fashionable, I'm styling, and I'm eloquent. You only like me because I'm mellifluous, and you like me because I can sing. You like me because I have lived a godly, above reproach, very impressive life in front of you, and so now you feel entitled to me. Grubby paws have not earned your keep, and yet you want to come and grab some of the baddest things in the game. No, you're not going to touch me. And neither are you going to impoverish me until I see where you're coming from. I'm not a Stepford wife. It's over. And yet, you feel entitled to the daughters of God. I am not yours. Never have I ever been yours. I've been set apart, fashioned for such a time as this. I've been made for someone. I've been made bespoke for a man that makes sense, that has been consecrated to the Lord, that has been seeking his face for all things wonderful. And you think that you're just going to go and grapes, same way that you are out here, making sure that there are no products on your FMCG shelves that you are used to. You think that you can just remove me off the shelf, and so the man that has prayed to the Lord for a very long time is finally going to go to Pick and Pay, try to buy a Tempo and not find it? No, I am Tempo, favorite chocolate of all time, and I'm the last one on the shelf, and I've been made for one specific Tempo lover, and this person went to the store specifically to get Tempo. He's not going to get a Kit Kat. He's not going to get out of the store Kit Kat bar 1 Milky Way or PS. No, he's not going to get out even a slab. It's a whole nut. We Tempo, traveled across oceans, lands, strove because he felt like a Tempo, and then learned, unfortunately, that his favorite chocolate is being discontinued. But hey, guess what? Just like my mom, rocking up plastiki mom perfume, mom spray aerosol. By the time my husband finds me, understand, he's going to snatch me off the shelf and savor me like the last ever Tempo that ever was manufactured. And I was almost snatched off the shelf by some grubby paws that don't deserve me, making like Candyman, and they think that I'm going to honor a ghost for a husband. I am rare and the last more or less of my kind, and wise men will buy me in bulk. A wise man will buy me in bulk, and so therefore, by the time I am found by whoever I belong to, I will not be squandered, wasted. I will be savored like the lost chocolate that is your favorite that you bought from the store that you will never ever taste again because it's been discontinued. I will be loved the way that Christ loved the church. I will bear kids. And even if I get 10 stretch marks on my stomach, my husband is going to think they're pretty. I will gain weight and I will get older and I will still be adored. Because who doesn't age? I will enjoy being loved the way that I saw the Lord's face for, and I will heal from the pain of my father's household, in spite of having imagined that I could never find love again. And I will realize that the dystopia that I endured for 11 years was in Raccoon City. You are ground zero, so no Dewey. You've got the T-virus all up in there. All of you are zombies. But I don't gotta stay. Because I'm Alice now. I'm leaving. I said that before. I dropped the ball because you got dystopian. More dystopian. But I'm back. Thank God for opening all of our eyes through a tragedy that we would much rather would not have happened. But absent of it, I never would have known that it's not like this everywhere. It's sad. We're mourning. We're reeling. Charlie Kirk is gone. He's not coming back. But his death woke me up. I thought I was awake, but listen, I'm awake now. I now see as I ought. And there's no turning back from that. Try and catch that, oh Freddy Krueger. Because frankly, I'm not in a dream. This is reality. You only get to snatch unsuspecting, lustful teenagers in a nightmare. This here is a dream, not a nightmare. You don't get to live as a nightmare in dream space and think that God is not going to catch you as an anomaly, as a lint on a jacket, something that is just out of place. You don't belong here. In my God will make it clear that you don't belong. You are a blight on a garment. You are a stain on a carpet. You are something that don't fit. And so you don't get to touch my daughter, even with a mansion. I do it for the love. I don't have money on my mind. I've never done this for money. So those of y'all who keep on flailing money all up in my grill, like you're desperate. You're desperate like your brother Joshua, who keeps on saying that we're leaving on the 7th of October, even though, listen, you've already been refuted as a false prophet. You are desperate. You are desperate to be right. And so anything at all to give you a few more days of sunshine, you will take it. But after the 7th of October, Joshua will yet again be covered by Mike Winger. Yet again by Abednego. Yet again by so many Christians that are going to be like, listen, this guy's still talking. Squawking like a bird on a rooftop. Nobody takes him seriously. He will be reviled, he will be humiliated, and he will finally shut up. So all of y'all will finally shut up, just like Joshua will finally just keep it mum. Stop talking. You were not sent by God. Stop saying you were. Repent if you don't want to. Fine, you're stubborn. We get it. It's South Africa. You've been stubborn. You don't want to repent. You don't gotta. But Sodom, we leave you in your unrepentant state and in your rebellion until fire and brimstone lands. If you are so stubborn that you keep on resetting rapture dates and saying, in just a few days, we are leaving. Fine. We'll wait for those few days so you can finally shut up. We'll wait. But eventually, the world is going to be freed from whatever under heaven you are. If you don't have a spirit within you to get down on your knees in a broken space, in a contrite space, when you've been called out, when you've been found wanting, when it is evident that you are a liar and you are still pushing the cart down the road, kicking the can down the road, you're still trying, I'm sorry. On that day, you deserve no amnesty. You're pushy. On that day, you don't deserve to be awarded a next chance, an opportunity to explain yourself because you are being shown that you are wrong. If you are uncorrectable, nobody has any business out there still continuing to humor a conversation with you. In South Africa, you are like your brother Joshua. You are like this crazy little charlatan with these prognostications. Listen, there is no rapture happening on the 7th of October. Yet he is holding on for 5 more days. Let him keep them. Let him have those days. Let them have them. Just like South Africa, let you have however much time is left for me to be on your shores. However much time is left for me to be here in this country, have them. Take them like Joshua. Move 23 to 24 September to 7 October. We'll give you those 2 weeks. Let's give you those 2 weeks. Let's give you those 2 weeks. But after that, you're done for. Let the Lord give you however much time you have left to abuse me. But after that, you're done for. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Prank K. Peace.